For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone. We continue our preview of the 2017 ACU Wildcat football season with new defensive coordinator Tremaine Jackson. Tremaine, why don't you give us, just from off the top, general philosophy, what do you want your defense to accomplish?
Yeah, first of all, on defense, we got to tackle well. We got to tackle well. We got to leverage the football. We want to take the ball away. We want to get off the field on third down, and those are some of the things that we're working on now as we practice.
And from what you've seen in the first few days of practice, give me an overall sense of your assessment of this unit that you inherit defensively.
Yeah, I think that the unit is buying into what we're doing, what Coach Doro's doing with the program. I think they're flying around. They're competing with each other. I think this unit wants to be really good, and so we're just trying to get them in the right situations to be good.
You run a 4-3 style defense. What kinds of things do you like to do depending on the down and distance?
Yeah, well, we're really multiple.
Okay.
We base out of a 4-3, but we can get to some different looks. We like to just kind of dictate the situation. Depending upon what offenses are giving us, we like to counter that and give them different looks and different appearances on the back end. And so that's what we look to do, be multiple versus different people.
For folks who've been around ACU for a while and watched Wildcat football, they've seen number 12 Bryson Gates in the middle of the field as a linebacker, moved him officially to defensive end. You'll move him around some, though, won't you? What will you do with Bryson Gates? What would you like to do with him?
Yeah, Bryson is a talented kid that we're able to do a lot of different things with, and him and some other kids we're able to do some of the same things. So we'll play some linebacker, he'll play defensive end. We've got a spot that features a guy with his talents, and it's a couple of kids like that we feature.
I know you haven't coached Sam Denmark in a game. You've coached him in the spring, and you've coached him now in fall camp. When you see a guy, though, who is on the cusp of becoming ACU's all-time tackles leader, what have you witnessed firsthand, and what do you think he could mean to your defense?
Yeah, he's a really smart kid, first of all. Anytime you got an engineer at linebacker, it really helps the unit. Most of all, he practices really, really hard. And you kind of see why he makes so many plays. When we first got here and we watched the tape, we saw him make plays just because he knew where to be. And he plays so hard that he gets to his spot, and he tackles well. And so we're looking for big things from him this season.
A lot of familiar names on defense, but you have brought in some players defensively, especially in the secondary. Tell us about some of those additions.
Yeah, we needed some depth in the secondary. Most of all, we needed some competition, so we went and got some guys. Those guys are still learning to be Wildcats. And so until they learn to be Wildcats and do things our way and learn our system, those guys are yet to be named from us. They're competing, though. They're competing, they're learning, and they're flying around with the rest of the unit.
All right, Tremaine Jackson, first-year defensive coordinator, a stout start for his unit. They take on a couple of FBS opponents to begin the season, University of New Mexico and Colorado State. For Coach Jackson, I'm Grant Boone for ACUsports.com.